Hello and welcome to my channel. Say hi to a happy day. In this channel, I would like to share tales and stories I personally picked and are my kids' favorite book stories. Let's enjoy listening while I read to you a story. Let It Glow. Autumn was almost gone. The chilly night air reminded Little Rock and his friends that winter was close. They had to find Grand Phoebe and get Little Rock's tracking crystal to glow before sunrise. Then he could practice in the Trolls' Level 1 crystal ceremony. "I'll bet there is a great clue just around the bend," said Kristoff. Little Rock smiled. "Let's get tracking." Little Rock hunted for clues as the group headed up the mountain. Suddenly, he noticed a funny-looking bump under the snow. He quickly dug down deep. "Look," he said, popping up with an axe and a rope. "I tracked some important stuff." "You found some important stuff," said Kristoff, placing the items into Sven's saddlebag. "That's not tracking, remember?" Little Rock nodded. He had made the same mistake before. Tracking was a difficult skill, but he needed to figure it out. Otherwise, his crystal would never glow. "But you did show inventive thinking," said Anna. "And that's one of the rules of tracking, right?" "Yes," Little Rock answered, "along with fearlessness and observation." Kristoff smiled. "Would you like to hear a story about how I was inventive back when I was young?" Little Rock nodded again. So as they began hiking, Kristoff started his story. "When I was a kid, Sven and I were out harvesting ice one night. The northern lights were super bright, and they were reflecting on the surface of the frozen lake. Sven was going crazy trying to catch the reflections, and he finally caught one with his tongue. Sven groaned in embarrassment while everyone else giggled. I tried pulling him and pushing him, but nothing worked. His tongue just stretched and stretched. I had to come up with an idea. I had to be inventive. So I grabbed a teeny tiny ice pick," Kristoff grinned, "and I chipped away at the ice very gently, all around his tongue, until a little circle popped out. Sven pulled the ice into his mouth and it melted. Then he was free. Sven gave me a big icy cold lick across the face, and we sat there, staring up at the colorful lights in the sky." Little Rock laughed. "You guys have such great stories about the northern lights. I wish I had a good story to share." As the trail curved around the mountain, everyone gasped. It ended at the base of a giant waterfall. There, Anna spotted a mossy cloak. Everyone agreed. It was Grand Phoebe's. "He must have dropped it as he climbed up the cliff," said Elsa. They gazed up, wondering how they would do the same. Sven put his tongue in the rushing water. Then he did it again. Kristoff understood. "He's suggesting Elsa freeze the waterfall," he explained. "What an inventive idea, Sven," said Little Rock. Elsa waved her arms and the roaring water froze solid. "Now we climb," said Kristoff. "Be careful, Anna," called Elsa. "I totally got this," said Anna, striking the ice with her axe and pulling herself up. "I've always wanted to climb a waterfall." When Anna and Kristoff made it to the top, they threw the rope down. Elsa tied it around Sven and helped Olaf sit on Sven's head. Once Sven and Olaf reached the top, they hoisted up Little Rock. But before they could throw the rope down again, Elsa had used her magic to build stairs. When they asked her why she didn't done that in the first place, she explained, "You were so excited to climb the waterfall. I didn't want to spoil anyone's fun." From the top of the falls, they followed the trail as it climbed higher and higher. Soon the air became thick with fog, and although Little Rock was nervous, he kept going. When they reached the mountain peak, a figure appeared in the mist. Little Rock ran over and threw his arms around it. "Grandbaby," he explained. Everyone stood still, surprised. Kristoff cleared his throat and gestured toward the real grandbaby. Little Rock was confused. He looked at the moss-covered rock he was hugging and then began to grandbaby. "I found him," he explained, running toward grandbaby and giving him a giant hug. "I tracked you." "Hello, Little Rock," said the kindly old troll. Little Rock anxiously pulled out his tracking crystal and his face fell. The crystal was still dull. "It's because I'm not very good at tracking." Little Rock sighed. Then he explained he would never have found grandbaby and the other trolls without his friends. "If anyone here has earned a tracking crystal, it's all of you, not me. I needed you, my friends, to get here." Suddenly, Little Rock's tracking crystal started to glow. "Look," said Anna, pointing at the crystal. "But I didn't earn it," said Little Rock. Grandbaby nodded. "Actually, you did. You figured out what it takes to be a good tracker." For Little Rock, that meant understanding that he needed help from his friends. And that realization had made the crystal glow. With the glowing stone in his hands, Little Rock joined the other young trolls around grandbaby, ready for the crystal ceremony to begin. As grandbaby lifted his arms into the air, all the trolls raised their crystals. The northern lights reflected the colors of their crystals, and the lights bounced back into the sky slightly brighter, but not as bright as grandbaby had hoped. "Mind if I try something?" Elsa asked. Elsa waved her arms and her magic curled into the sky, creating a giant snowflake. It sparkled as it turned, reflecting the northern lights back into the sky and all around them. Olaf hopped with excitement. Elsa's and Anna's dresses shimmered too. "Well now," said grandbaby, "that is so much better." Far away in Troll Valley, the intense colors caught Boldus's eye. Everybody looked up. She shouted. All the trolls knew what the bright lights meant. Little Rock had succeeded in his quest. Thanks to the level 1 trolls, the northern lights were shining strongly again, providing everyone below with magical memories. The end. I hope you enjoyed listening to this story. Let it glow. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to listen to more of our favorite book stories. See you soon!